Today I feel very calm. I hope you feel calm too.
Yes. Today is a good day. It is very peaceful.
Welcome to another quiet deep dive on Cozy English Nights.
We are so glad you are here with us.
I am Emma.
And I am Noah.
Tonight we have a very simple story. It is a story to share with you.
It is about a woman named Ting. She goes shopping.
Right. She goes shopping in a new country. She has to speak a second language.
And, well, she deals with clothes. She looks at sizes. She looks at prices.
And she has to make a return.
Yes. Returns can be very hard.
Our story has common English phrases for shopping, but it is not just a language lesson.
No, it is not. It is a deep dive into human feelings.
It shows why we wait days to do a tiny task, a task that takes only 2 minutes.
Right. We carry a small worry for a long time.
We do this to avoid a short, awkward moment, an uncomfortable moment.
We run away from bad feelings. We all do this.
Let us look closely at Ting's experience today. We will talk about why we avoid things.
We will look at the safety of knowing what to say.
And we will try to understand a strange truth about fear.
What is that truth?
Well, we often spend more time worrying. We worry more than we actually spend doing the scary thing.
Oh, yes. That is very true.
This story is like a mirror. It shows us how we all act.
The story happens in a clothing store. But it is really about life.
When you speak a new language, you feel vulnerable. You feel like you have no protection.
Exactly. A small mistake feels like a huge danger.
Let us start at the very beginning of the story. The start of the trip is very important.
Yes, it sets the feeling for everything else.
Ting is walking outside. She sees a blue jacket in a store window.
A blue jacket. She likes it very much.
He likes it a lot. So she decides to go inside.
Right away, a worker walks up to her.
The worker asks a normal question. The worker says, "Can I help you?"
And Ting answers the worker immediately.
She says, "I'm just looking, thank you."
The story tells us something special here.
What does it say?
It says, that sentence was easy. She had used it before.
Oh, I see. That moment is very interesting.
It shows us how humans talk. We use patterns. We use phrases we know by heart.
Think of it like reading from a book.
Right. The worker reads the first line. Ting reads the second line.
They both know the words.
Right.
It feels very safe.
Yes, it is very safe. When we use known words, our brain does not work hard.
The brain can rest. We do not need to invent new sentences.
We just follow the path. There is no surprise. There is no danger.
It is like holding a strong shield, a social shield.
I like that. A shield protects us from mistakes.
As long as we use the phrases we know, we feel strong, we feel invincible.
Ting walks into the store. She feels good.
She knows her lines. She has her shield. "I'm just looking, thank you."
The problem is handled smoothly. She feels control.
She feels she belongs there. The story shows she's doing well.
She passes the first test at the door.
Then she finds the blue jacket. She wants to wear it.
She uses another phrase she knows well.
She says, "Excuse me, can I try this on?"
And the worker answers exactly the right way.
The worker says, "Sure, the fitting room is over there."
It is perfect. The conversation is easy. Ting feels confident.
Everything is going well. But, this makes me think of a question.
Her question for the listener.
Yes. I want you to think about this question, too.
What is the question?
Why do we feel sudden panic? Why do we panic when the known words stop working?
That is a deep question.
When the situation changes, we must drop our script. We must improvise.
When the known words fail, we must invent new words.
Inventing new words is hard for the brain. It takes a lot of mental energy.
It feels dangerous.
Yeah.
When we use known phrases, we hide behind them.
We are just acting in a play. We are protected from judgment.
But when the play stops, we are alone.
Exactly. When the situation changes, the shield falls. We must think fast.
We must create original thoughts right then.
We risk saying the wrong word. We risk looking foolish.
We risk causing confusion. Our brain sees this confusion as a threat.
If you are using a new language, the fear is much bigger.
Yes. You worry about being polite. You worry about the exact words.
You worry about grammar. You worry about pronunciation.
But even in our first language, a sudden change brings panic.
For Ting, the easy path ends inside the fitting room.
The fitting room is a small, quiet space.
Here, the real truth appears.
The physical reality of the jacket meets her desire for an easy time.
She wants the shopping trip to stay easy, but the jacket does not cooperate.
Let us look at what happens inside the fitting room.
Ting puts the blue jacket on.
The story is very clear. The jacket is a little small.
Her arms feel tight. This is the start of the real problem.
This is where the quiet drama begins.
The normal pattern tells her what to do next. The normal path is clear.
She should step out of the room. She should find the friendly worker.
She should use a different phrase.
She should say, "Do you have this in a bigger size?"
Or she could say, "It is a little too tight." But she does not step out. She does not find the worker.
She does not ask. She does not want to use those words.
Maybe she has not practiced those words.
Or maybe she just wants to avoid a small, awkward moment.
The story says clearly, Ting did not want to ask for another size. Instead, she does something very common. She tells herself a story.
She invents a reason to accept the bad jacket.
She says to herself, "It's fine, maybe I will get thin."
This is an amazing moment in the story. Let us pause and think about it.
Yes, the story asks us to reflect.
Why did Ting buy a jacket that was too small?
What did she tell herself? Was it a true statement?
The way the mind works here is fascinating. Ting is making a bad trade.
She is settling. She wants to avoid immediate discomfort.
She is choosing a big problem later to avoid a small problem now.
She is trading a real helpful conversation for an unlikely dream.
Getting thin takes a long time. It is very difficult.
Asking for a new size takes 1 minute. It is very easy.
Sounds crazy when we explain it like that.
She is deciding to change her own body.
She wants to change her body instead of speaking one simple sentence.
It shows how much we hate feeling uncomfortable.
The human brain tries to avoid bad feelings. The brain wants peace right now.
Stepping out of the fitting room feels bad. Admitting the jacket is too small feels bad.
Asking for help feels bad.
These things feel worse to her than the idea of losing weight later.
The fear in the present moment is always louder than the logic of the future.
But let me point something out. There is an incredible irony here.
Irony. What do you mean?
The story tells us the jacket was not cheap. It was expensive.
Ah, yes. That changes things. It makes the decision much heavier.
She is literally paying a financial penalty.
She is paying real money to avoid talking.
She is paying a lot of money just to avoid saying one phrase.
Do you have this in a bigger size?
Exactly. I like to call this the conflict avoidance tax.
Conflict avoidance tax. That is a wonderful way to say it.
It is a fee you pay to run away from a simple conversation.
She is using her money to buy an easy exit.
She is buying a false feeling of success.
When she pays for the jacket, she probably feels good for 1 minute.
She feels relief. The scary worker is gone.
The difficult words are not needed. The money is paid.
She can walk out the door into the fresh air.
But that good feeling is a lie. The relief does not last.
Buying the small jacket did not fix the problem.
It only moved the problem. The problem was in the store.
Now she puts the problem in a shopping bag.
She carries the problem all the way to her own home.
Yes. She carries the heavy feeling with her.
This brings us to the next part of the story. It is the hardest part.
It is the time when the truth comes back.
Ting arrives at her house. She takes the blue jacket out of the bag.
She puts it on again. Now she is alone.
There is no worker. There is no pressure.
She is in her safe, quiet room. And the story gives us the hard truth.
It says it was not fine. It was too small.
The dream of getting thin disappears. The lie is gone.
Now her problem is much worse. The first task was easy.
Just ask for a new size in the store. Now the task is complicated.
She must leave her house. She must go back to the store.
She must find a worker. She must explain the mistake.
She must ask for a return. She must show the paper receipt.
The story says she had to go back and say something difficult.
And this starts the most painful part of the journey.
It is a psychological toll. It is a feeling many of us know well.
It is the waiting. The story tells us she waited.
For 3 days, she did not go back. 3 whole days.
Why did she wait 3 days? This is a very important question.
The physical task is small. It takes a short bus ride.
It takes 2 minutes of talking. But the mental wall in her mind is huge.
The wall is made of fear.
The story describes those 3 days in a beautiful way.
It says the jacket sat in the bag by the door. It looked at her every morning.
The jacket becomes alive in her mind. It is personified.
It is no longer just blue fabric. It becomes a monster.
It is a physical symbol of her fear, a monument of her anxiety.
It sits by the door like a guard.
Every time she sees it, she remembers her mistake. It is a visual alarm bell.
I understand that feeling perfectly. The jacket is a monster in the bag.
Because the dread is entirely built around having to say something difficult.
She is not afraid of the blue fabric. She is afraid of the words.
She is afraid of saying, "It's a little too tight."
Or, "It's too small." She lets a quiet object hold her hostage.
Think about how the brain handles tasks. Our brain likes finished things.
When we finish a task, the brain rests.
But when a task is unfinished, the brain cannot rest. It holds the door open.
Psychologists know about this. They say we remember unfinished things much more clearly.
Like an open book on a desk. You cannot ignore it.
Exactly. The unreturned jacket is an open book in her mind. It steals her energy.
Every morning she walks past the door. Her brain sends an alert.
Unfinished task. Danger ahead. You must speak difficult words.
Her mind is working hard, even when she is drinking coffee.
The bag by the door is draining her life.
Have you ever done this? I want to ask you, listening right now.
Have you bought something wrong and kept it?
Do you return things or do you just keep them?
How many of us have a bag sitting by the door right now?
A bag that looks at us every morning.
It happens all the time. People buy things online.
The things do not fit. The things are broken.
But the people do not send them back. Millions of things are kept forever.
Why? Because the process feels too heavy.
The return process might be easy. The rules might be simple.
But the mental weight is too much.
Yeah.
People do not want to explain.
They do not want to feel judged. It is universally relatable.
Even if the worker does not care at all.
Yes. Even if the worker is smiling and happy, we pay the avoidance tax again and again.
We lose the money. We accept the guilt of looking at the bag by the door.
We let an inanimate object control our emotions.
We choose a long, quiet pain to avoid a short, loud conversation.
But a person can only wait so long. The tension has to break.
The bad feeling gets too heavy. Eventually, the string must break.
For Ting, the waiting ends on day 4. Day 4 is when she faces the music.
The pain of keeping the jacket finally becomes larger than the fear of talking.
On day 4, Ting makes a choice. She decides to face the scary thing.
She takes the bag, she leaves her house, she travels back to the clothing store.
And the story gives us a wonderful detail about her trip.
It tells us what she does in the elevator.
It says she practiced in her head in the elevator.
This is a huge change. Before, she was hiding.
Now she is preparing. She is taking action.
She is writing her lines. She is practicing her own play.
The story tells us the exact words she practices.
She says to herself, "Hi, I'd like to return this, please. It's too small. Here's the receipt."
Practicing is a powerful tool against fear.
Yes. Rehearsal is so important for overcoming avoidance.
She was afraid because she had no words. Now she is finding her words.
She is breaking the exact phrases down. She is building a new shield.
She regains the scripted armor she had at the beginning of the story.
Yeah, it makes so much sense. In the fitting room, she had no shield.
So she ran away. Now in the elevator, she is taking back her power.
Fear grows in the dark. Fear loves the unknown.
The brain asks, what will I say? What if they are angry? What if my grammar is bad?
When she practices the exact words, she turns on the light. The unknown becomes known.
She turns a scary idea into a simple machine.
I'd like to return this. Here's the receipt. Step 1. Step 2.
Think about a professional athlete.
An athlete.
Yes, a runner getting ready for a big race. They wait in the tunnel.
They breathe deeply. They hype themselves up.
They see the track in their mind. They know exactly when to run fast.
Ting is doing the same thing.
She is gathering courage to execute a very specific, brief maneuver.
She is breathing deeply in the elevator. She is getting ready for a 2-minute race.
And we must recognize her bravery.
Practicing does not make the fear go away completely.
She is still afraid, but practicing makes it possible to move forward.
The story shows this beautifully in the next sentence.
She walks up to the worker. She speaks the terrifying sentence.
The story says her voice was small but clear.
I love those words so much.
Yeah.
Small but clear.
It is the best sentence in the story. It tells us the truth about bravery.
Bravery is not the absence of fear. Action does not require the absence of fear.
Her voice was small. This means her throat was tight.
Her heart was beating fast. She was still worried.
She still felt the weight of the last 3 days, but her voice was clear.
She did not hide. She did not mumble. She said the words.
The message went from her mouth to the worker's ears. The new shield worked.
She executed the plan perfectly.
So, what happens next? She has spoken the scary sentence.
She is standing on the battlefield. She waits for the worker to answer.
How does the worker react? Remember, Ting thought this worker was a scary judge.
The worker answers instantly. The worker says, "No problem. Do you want a bigger size or your money back?"
No problem. 2 simple words.
Those 2 words destroy the big monster in the bag.
They wash away 3 days of heavy waiting.
This is the grand surprise of the story. It is a complete anticlimax.
We expected a big fight. We get a gentle smile.
Ting asks for a bigger size. The worker gives it to her.
The story tells us she walks out of the store 2 minutes later.
She has the right jacket. She is finished.
I want to focus on the asymmetry of the situation.
The difference in time.
Yes. 3 days of intense worry versus exactly 2 minutes of talking.
72 hours of a heavy heart. Compared to 2 minutes, the difference is shocking.
It shows us how our brain tricks us.
When we avoid something, our brain makes a mistake.
The brain thinks the scary thing will last forever.
It thinks the scary thing will destroy us. We forget how strong we are.
Ting spent days feeling awful. She imagined a terrible fight over a normal store return.
The story gives us a name for this feeling at the end. It calls it a gentle lesson.
The gentle lesson. The lesson is so simple, but so true.
The blue jacket was never the real problem.
The jacket was just cloth. The real problem was a single sentence Ting did not want to say.
The object was just the match. The fire was inside her mind.
The real wall was her fear of speaking her needs out loud.
The story leaves us with a piece of advice.
To say the sentence, free your morning.
Free your morning. That is a beautiful promise.
When we keep quiet, our mind is trapped.
The unsaid words sit heavy in our stomach.
They take away the joy of the morning. They ruin the taste of our coffee.
Let us explore a philosophical takeaway. Another question from the story.
Why do we worry so much before speaking?
Why do we do this, especially when the task is so small?
The store worker does not care. The worker is returning many jackets every day.
To the worker, Ting is just a normal customer.
The worker will forget Ting in 5 minutes.
But to Ting, the moment felt like a giant test of her life.
Think about how much mental bandwidth we could reclaim.
If we just faced the 2-minute conversations immediately.
To understand this fear, we must look far back in time.
Long ago, humans lived in small groups. They lived in tribes.
If a person was pushed out of the tribe, they would die alone.
To survive, a person had to be liked. They had to follow the rules.
They had to avoid making others angry. Our brains grew in that world.
So our brain is still living in the ancient forest.
Yes, our modern brain still has that ancient alarm system.
It is very sensitive. It looks for any sign of social trouble.
A small argument feels like a danger to our life.
The brain says, do not make them angry, or you will be pushed out into the cold.
Even if the danger is just returning a blue jacket at a bright shopping mall.
The ancient brain does not know what a shopping mall is.
The threat detection system is blind to modern life.
It sees a mildly annoyed worker, and it rings the same alarm bell.
It just says, danger, run away, hide.
That is incredible to think about.
Our ancient brain tells us to keep a jacket that hurts our arms.
Just so we stay safe in the modern tribe.
And this explains why scripts and practice words are so important.
They are a bridge over our deep, ancient fears.
When you learn a new language, the scripts tell your brain you are safe.
You belong here. You know the secret words. You are safe in the tribe.
The practice words calm the ancient alarm. They quiet the fear.
Let us look back at the whole journey of Ting. It is a journey we all take.
We started at the front door. We saw the comfort of knowing the words.
The warm shield of saying, I'm just looking.
Then we saw the shield fall. We saw the tight jacket in the fitting room.
We saw the irrational compromises we make to avoid discomfort.
We saw the mind tell a lie. Maybe I'll get thin.
We saw the avoidance tax paid with real money.
We watched her carry the problem home. The bag by the door.
The 3 agonizing days of the monster looking at her.
The heavy weight of the open book in her mind.
Until she finally decides to fight. She steps into the elevator.
She writes a new script. She practices her line.
She builds a new shield. She speaks with a small, clear voice.
And she receives the swift, easy resolution of simply speaking up.
No problem. A 2-minute task that frees her morning and her mind.
It makes the 3 days of worry look very silly.
But it is not silly. It is human. We repeat this cycle every day.
We avoid small things at work. We avoid small talks with friends.
We pay the tax. We wait. We practice. We speak.
This brings us to the end of our quiet conversation today.
We have talked a lot about a blue jacket.
We've talked about the time lost to worry.
We have explored how the mind tricks us into waiting.
Now we want to leave you with a final provocative thought.
A soft thought for you to mull over.
Think about your own life right now.
What is the metaphorical jacket in the bag by the door?
What is staring at you every morning?
Think about the feeling of waiting.
What if the bad feeling of waiting is actually worse than the bad conversation?
Think about the person you are avoiding. The person you need to talk to.
They are human too. They have an ancient brain too.
They might be waiting for you to speak.
And what is this single 2-minute sentence you need to say?
The sentence to make that worry disappear for good?
Maybe you can look at your fear and say, I am safe. I have my words.
Say the sentence.
Free your morning.
Before we say goodbye tonight, let us remember a few phrases from Ting's story.
Just a few simple tools for your own shield.
Yes. Let us review quickly. The first phrase is, I'm just looking, thank you.
You say this when a worker asks to help, but you want to walk alone.
For example, a worker says hello in a shoe store.
You smile and say, I'm just looking, thank you.
The second phrase is, can I try this on?
You use this when you want to wear clothes before buying them.
For example, you hold a nice red shirt.
You ask the worker, can I try this on?
The third phrase is, I'd like to return this, please.
You use this when you bring something back to the store.
For example, the shoes hurt your feet.
You take them back and say, I'd like to return this, please.
Simple words, but they are very strong.
They are very helpful.
Thank you for spending your evening with us. We hope you feel calm.
We hope your bag by the door is empty soon.
Have a peaceful night. Goodbye from Cozy English Nights. Sleep well.